Welcome back to the High Speed Garage. Thank you to Contrast Printing and Riverstone Radiators for keeping this garage open. Don't forget, you can find us on the socials, Instagram, YouTube, and make sure you join the HSG Pit Stop on Facebook. I'm today's host, Hayden. I'm here with the boys, Joel and Michael. How's your weekend been, boys?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Pretty good. Got up to plenty of stuff.
I'm going to start off this week. We've got another bit of mail.
Oh, yeah?
So I think, Joel, you should jump up and open this box in front of us.
I tried to open it earlier, but you wouldn't let me.
No, you weren't allowed.
Where's the box from?
From our sponsor, Contrast Printing.
Ooh.
So these boys, I got no idea what's coming out. I've just disguised it.
What's that?
Oh, shit. Oh.
No, don't worry about that. That's
not for us.
that's all to keep the thing tidy.
What we got here?
So pass one to each of us.
Oh, get the fuck out.
What is it? Well, they look like... Oh, they're jumpers.
Yeah, boys.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right, so we've got some more trial runs
and a shirt.
From Contrast Printing.
Oh, they changed the logo a little bit, yep.
Yep. Bit of tidiness. Give us a look, Mick.
Fucking nice.
They're slick.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's fucking mint.
Thank you very much, Brad. I didn't tell them, as you can see.
Thank you, Brad.
Oh, stickers
fucking
in here
legend.
too.
Yeah, we've got some stickers. Pull some of them out. I reckon one of them is going to look really good on Blue Boat down at Yarrawonga.
Yeah.
I reckon on every boat at Yarrawonga.
Look out, you'll have them.
And then there's a third one in there too.
Oh, yeah?
So if you have a look at these QR codes, if you scan it, if you ever see it, scan it, get you straight to the Spotify. So another bit of promotion we're going to try and do.
Nice.
Right, up.
Fuck yeah. That's mint.
Thank you, Brad. And the rest of your family.
So does everyone remember how we put shit on Joel for when he recorded us opening the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you push record? No.
I've done it again.
You.
I've done it as well. So I pressed record. I reckon
maybe that can be my
to,
job. Maybe I can be the video guy.
Yeah, with what?
Well, I'll bring me GoPro.
All right, so
Those jumpers are sick.
Fucking love it.
they're going to be cozy as down in Mexico.
Fuck, they're going to be cozy as it fucking gone to windy on the weekend.
Well, the good thing is
don't leave it around. Someone will knock it off.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah, it will disappear. So for me, this weekend we've got the Easter weekend, and every Easter we go to Taree Racing. I've usually got a race boat going up there, but this year is the first time in a very long time that I'm not going up to Taree to race. I'm actually spending time with the family because most of the time I've got an excuse to get out of it. So this week I don't really have an excuse, so I'm staying home. I'm
the same. I can't really remember a year where I haven't sort of been to Taree since I was like a kid.
Yeah, it's burning me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm struggling with it.
Yeah, it's been a while. Though you didn't go last year? Year before.
I went last year, but that burnt me too because I went last year and the boat shit itself in practice after one run.
No, it wasn't Easter anyway. That was when the floods were on. We all didn't go there.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited to spend time with the family though, because Easter it's been a long time since I've experienced.
Yeah, we've always between like us, if we've struggled to have a boat for Taree, normally we'll just go. Bang something together, put someone else's engine in someone else's boat or something like that, and make something happen. But not this year.
No,
we can't get it to work.
We're all in a spot where we're not far off getting it going.
Yeah, that's probably the problem.
We could have
stuck.
Could have put my engine back together, and
we could have put the big block in Brennan's butt.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Oh, that would have sorted her out. Really know if the Evercraft's going to fall apart.
Well, it seems to be working for the Immortal boys. That's an that's
an old one. That's a handmade one.
That's a bit heavier too. And then on Monday, my neighbour passed away, and he was one of the founding members of the Macquarie Town's Hot Rod Club. So all that front of my place has been hot rods all week, and at the funeral it was down Coromandel. Is it Coromandel Lane, Coromandel Road?
Yep,
in
Coromandel
Ebenezer,
Road, yep.
At the Ebenezer Church. And yeah, the street was chockers full of hot rods, like really nice hot rods. All four of John's cars were parked out in front of the church with him in the hearse. And I reckon probably my favourite one that I saw was there's an old school Yankee school bus all done up as a hot rod. I reckon that was a bloody cool thing. It's a local thing as well, I'm pretty sure, because I've seen it around a couple of times. Yeah,
some of those yellow things.
Yeah, bright yellow hot rod driving school or something like that. He's called it.
Yeah. Some of them old hot rods, they cost a fair bit of money, eh?
Oh man, there's a lot of work.
Like if you buy like a genuine steel thing, like a 30s model Ford, man, they're worth some money, eh?
And there's a lot of work in them.
What was Bowen's one? What's Bowen's one that he built?
Dave bought one. Oh, far out. How long ago was that? That was like
20 years ago.
Yeah, probably 20 years ago. He bought it from America. I hadn't seen it. Just got told about it. So he paid for it and bought it. And I think he paid like
10?
No, it was more than that. I think he paid like 25 or something for it. No, it might have been 15. He might have paid 15 for it.
Maybe that was 10 American.
And before he'd even got it here, someone else had offered him.
I can't remember, 30?
Yeah, I think it was 30.
Love it.
For it, before he'd even seen it. But this other dude hadn't even seen it. Just told him what it was. And he said, no, I'm not selling it. I want to build it. And when it got here, I looked at it and went, fucking hell, you paid that much money for that? It was literally like...
It was a cab.
Yeah, like it wasn't even a cab. It was like a rusted old heap of shit. It was meant to be like a sedan with like the curved boot sort of thing on it. But someone had cut that off to half turn into a ute. And so that was all cut. The roof was falling apart. I think there was doors on it, but they were no good. The firewall was no good. The floor needed replacing. And then he went and spent another 15 grand buying a chassis for it. And then I think it was another 10 on some new old stock parts, like a new floor,
all the fenders,
a boot lid, some quarter panels.
You painted them all.
I just put some primer on because he lived on the beach, so all the salt water in the air would have rusted the shit out of them. So I just put some primer on them so they were sort of sealed from the rust and that. But yeah, so he was in the hole for like 50 grand almost, and
fucking steel.
He still had nothing. He had a couple of new parts and a rusted old basic cab.
Yeah, that sucks.
From the firewall to the back of the front seat.
It's like I see that as a stitch up.
Yeah, but when that thing's finished, it'll be worth $500,000.
Yeah, I know, but like unless he actually knew what was coming, I think that's a bit of a stitch up. I don't think it matters. I think it's still the price. It's
regardless.
It's crazy what things are worth. Yeah.
He wasn't disappointed by what he got.
Okay.
He thought it was fucking awesome.
Wow.
But I think apparently like the 5-window 32 model coupes are quite rare, like in a steel body. Like you can buy the same car like with a fiberglass body, and they're probably barely worth 100,000. But yeah, it's just the fact that they're steel. And I think so. Up until about the 50s, the Fords were worth all the money. So all the old Chev hot rods and stuff you see, they're like 30s and 40s model Chevs. They're not worth a lot of money. But then in the 50s, that's when Chev starts to take over, and your 55, 57 Chevrolets, they're worth more money than the 50s and 60s and 70s models Fords.
Yep.
So yeah, that's about where the crossover is about the 50s. Yeah, I when Dave got that, because I wasn't, I liked looking at hot rods, but I didn't really know sort of what they were. But when he got that, it sort of piqued me interest a bit to go sort of doing a bit of searching and understanding what's what, and now I can sort of see one on the road and pretty much pick what
it is,
what make it is, and what sort of a rough year model.
He wanted to tow the boat with it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's all he wants. He still does.
Yeah.
He wants to back it down the boat ramp at Dargle and back the fucking boat in the water with his hot rod.
he'll do that with your boat as well?
Probably not mine because I reckon
it's a
it'd
bit
drag
Yeah,
the hot rod in. But that was his plan.
Mm.
Yeah, he wanted to paint it yellow, the same as Quick Trip, and tow the boat with it. And
Yeah, but if
do
the
everything.
thing's got grunt and it's got a good set of tyres underneath it, you might get away with it.
She'll have some fucking grunt.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, it'll have. It's a.
She'll fry tyres in
You-
fucking 50.
You could call him a cross dresser because it's a Ford body, but he's
He's
putting
putting an LS in it, isn't he?
he's putting a big block Chev in it,
Oh, that's all right.
an EFI'd supercharged big block Chev.
Back in the day, that was sacrilege, but now it's an LS and in a Ford is a big problem, isn't it? It's such a common thing to happen, though.
Yeah.
So, Joel, how'd your weekend go?
I didn't get up to a hell of a lot. I took my bike for a bit of a ride up and seen daughter Ava on Saturday.
How's she going?
She's doing all right, rolling around now. That's it. She's not. Can't leave her anymore.
Trying to talk gibberish.
Oh yeah, I got a fucking good.
So
video.
good, eh?
Of me half pissed on Saturday night talking to her. And she's
Yeah, she could probably understand you.
But yeah, there's this did that, and I was going to go for a ride with your old man on Sunday, but it ended up deciding to rain up there, and so that didn't happen. And then it sort of was moving down the coast a little bit, and I was like, righto, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Run.
I'm not getting wet.
Beat the rain.
No, especially not on a bike. Like,
No.
if it's raining sideways and you're in a car, you can sort of get away with it, but shit, not in a bike.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I was up there. I seen Juz and that.
Justin Cross?
Oh,
yeah.
What's Charles up to?
Not a hell of a lot. Just working and cruising around. He come up for seeing his cousins up there. They live on the coast there. He hit me up because of me meaning to mention it because he bit of insider information for us that we never talked about. But he said about the Cross Invitational being at Dargle.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
And they just posted it.
It was announced this afternoon,
Yeah.
not this morning.
He
No,
told
that's
us that
pretty
a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh, I meant to mention that again and keep forgetting.
I'm really hoping our thing's ready way before Dargle so we can actually kick it hard because I love Dargle. I've got a real
Same. That'd be my
affinity for
nice
track.
plan.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's good, man. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all I did. Come back home and did nothing.
Well, realistically, it's probably not a bad thing for you because I think the next couple of weekends is going to be big again.
Well, even before that, I wasn't home. So it was nice to do
Yeah.
nothing for a Sunday.
Yeah.
And this weekend, I'm going up to Mel McColl's property with a heap of the other boys. And
Yeah, I'm surprised that Mal's not taking his boat to Taree.
it's not ready. They're still
Yeah,
stuffing around with engines and whatnot, I think. So that'll still, I don't know. I'll probably find out a bit more information this weekend, but
You'll have
or
a bit
even
of fun
ask
up there.
Brendan. I reckon it'll be ready for Dargle.
I've never been up to Mal's, but I've heard plenty of stories from
Oh,
there. And it's,
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard
it sounds
lots
like
of
a good
stories,
time.
so yeah.
Keen as to go and shoot some pigs and fucking run amok. So.
What'd you get up to, Mick?
Oh well, from the start, last Wednesday after we recorded here, I had a fucking rough day. I was really pissed last week.
Yeah, I had a rough day too on the
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
didn't go to
That's
bed
not-
till like
1 o'clock.
yeah. I think I climbed in bed about 1:30.
Yeah, we had a sponsor meeting on last
Yeah,
before the podcast, and
our sponsor come round and introduced himself and did all that. We had a little meeting with him and whatnot, and that just got out of hand. And then we
You'd
ended up
hear it.
recording
You'd
late.
hear it last episode. We'll
Oh
swear.
yeah. You'd know. And yeah, the next morning I got off work, my mouth was so dry. I sculled two 600ml bottles of water before I'd left.
love
Then
it.
then started driving. I only got to Richmond Road and went, my mouth's still dry. And I called in and got in the servo. I got another 1.5 litre bottle, and I drank that before I got the M7.
It just knocks you around, eh?
Oh, I was rough, and that whole day, no sleep as well. So that whole day was shit. But anyway, after that, I was supposed to do. Well, I did do a dinner on Friday night. Joel come round. Hayden was supposed to come round. We're going to do a bit of work on his wife's car, but he got a bit sick, or his kids got a bit sick.
Yeah,
So
kids and boss lady got sick.
yeah, so that didn't happen. But I had another mate, Max Andrews, coming round. I was going to give him some stuff to work on the boat, and he welded some fittings into some oil tanks and all that sort of stuff with me. And yeah, so him and his wife come round for dinner. Louise cooked. I had Friday off, so I cooked all day on the smoker and It was fucking delicious.
It was good. We have lamb and chicken.
Yeah, I did a pulled lamb. I smoked a whole chicken, lemon and herbs, and then I did a pork belly.
Oh,
the
that's
last minute.
right.
That was a bit of a rushed pork belly, but it actually turned out pretty good.
Fucking delicious.
Yeah,
Crackled all right too.
had plenty of beers that day as well.
Yeah.
Just rolled on.
Yeah, it's always good talking with Max. Max is a pretty smart guy, and it's nice to.
Yeah, he's a real smart cookie.
Yeah, I give him my fuel pump block off plate to weld a fitting onto.
Made it CNC'd.
So I could breathe from it. And he took the shit, and I was like, yes. He dropped it all off today, and there's a nice billet fuel pump block off plate with the thing attached,
Yeah.
and to tee off that for me sensor for me crankcase pressure.
Oh yeah, right.
I was like, fucking hell. I didn't need that, Max, but thank you.
That's good when you get extra stuff, eh?
Yeah, well, he hasn't sent me the bill yet, so it could be really expensive.
You fed him, so the bill can't get that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was pretty good. I might go and see him again this weekend, depending on what we get up to. But on Sunday, on Friday night too, we Joel. That's why Joel was around as well. He come around a bit early, and we started cutting some more stuff for the bar, some sheets to clad the outside of it, so it looks nice.
A lot of people will probably be saying, why isn't this bar already finished? But, like, we've all got full-time jobs that most of the time we're not back here until a certain time. Like, it's just hard to get that time to...
And even on the weekends.
Got to get me home on a weekend and it'll be right.
Yeah, so much shit going on. But anyway, that's the...
Lounge is comfy anyway.
So once the bar's all done, we'll have all the cameras set up and...
Yeah, we'll put some videos out for you so people that want to watch can watch as well. And then so on Sunday, I went out to Dargle and we watched the UFC card, which is pretty good. I never really got into the UFC too much, but it was pretty good. I knew Volk was fighting, so that's sort of why we got into it. But the couple of fights before were pretty awesome. That Paddy Pimlet bloke.
There was a staunch dude. Is that the Paddy? Real beast of a man.
Yeah, he just, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. He's just like he had no expression on his face. He was just like plain. Like he wasn't smiling at the opponent or taunting him or doing anything. He was just stood there with a straight blank look on his face. Looked like he was a serial killer.
Yeah, I reckon that'd be more daunting.
And then when he started bashing on, mate, I was like, holy shit, that bloke knows what he's doing. Anyway, I think he ended up with a stoppage. There was so much blood coming out of old mate's cheek. He got him to a good knee to the cheek and just split him open. The blood was like just flogging out of it. And you could see him when they're on the ground, they're all wrapped up. The blood's just dripping flat out onto their arms and their legs and their feet. Oh, yeah. And then, Volk obviously had his win, which was pretty cool to watch.
That's Volkanovski, is that right?
Yeah. So he's the oldest dude to win a belt in the under 150 pounds. So featherweight, I'm not sure what other weights are under there. Lightweight, I think, is around there as well. But yeah, under 150 pounds, he's the oldest dude. No one over 35 has ever won a title belt, and he's 36 and just won one. So that was pretty cool.
He's just had a year off to.
Yeah, so he's had a couple of
losses.
Yeah, he's had 2 TKOs his last 2 fights, so he had a bit of time off, and he come back and he did real well. But the other bloke he fought, he's a tough bastard as well. He copped some. That bloke will win a belt at one point in his career. He's only a young dude, and he copped everything Volk was throwing at him, and every time he'd hit Volk, it was hurting. You could see it was hurting him. So yeah, that was me weekend, and then rolled into Monday. It was all good, you get up, go to work, do your thing. On my way home, I was on the phone in my car, mid-conversation to Simon Troy, and then, bam, my phone turns off. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I didn't think... The battery's not flat. It shouldn't be flat. It's plugged in. It's charging at the same time. And then I picked up my phone, and she's red hot. And I was like, oh, something's gone wrong here.
It sounds like it could be the battery if it was red hot.
I reckon it probably is the battery, but yeah. Anyway, I've been fluffing around for a couple of days trying to work out old phones and get new phones, get all my work shit back on there again. And
You've got the fruit phone back.
Oh, the old phone that I've got is so old I can't even put like my invoice and app and that on there. So I've got to work something out. Anyway, that's my week so far. So it's been a bit of a shit start, and it's probably going to continue tomorrow. It might come good by Thursday.
Well, Thursday.
It'll be good by the time you're listening. I'll be happy again.
This episode is brought to you by Riverstone Radiators and Fabrication in Walker Street, South Windsor, specialising in automotive plant and transport cooling solutions. They can repair copper, brass and alloy radiators and intercoolers. Contact the office on 02 9627 4657. Local pickup and delivery service available to trade customers. Rightio, boys, let's get into some sport. We'll start with the F1 over in Bahrain. Oscar wins again.
Yeah, how good's that?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that. I look, it's harder to follow as it's not in prime time anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's been really good. The first couple of weekends, the events have been like our time zone.
Yep.
So I ended up, because I've been keen and because I'm sort of talking about it a bit more on the podcast, I've sort of got a bit more of a following of the F1. So I ended up just going back and replaying it on the Foxtel.
Yep.
And so I didn't even get a chance to have a look through the practice and qualifying. I watched the qualifying the night before. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just sort of scanned through it. Oscar Piastri put it on pole.
Yeah, I seen a bit of that Sunday morning. I think they had it on replay at Dargle before the fight come on.
Yeah, and then so
Lando was down the list,
pole.
wasn't he?
Yeah, he
Was
qualified in
seventh or
sixth, I think, like
Yeah.
that. And then he's raced through, but Oscar's actually really racing well. He just dominated from the start to finish.
First bloke to get multiple poles this season
Yep.
and multiple race wins this season.
That's right. It's the new Verstappen, and he's an Aussie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that.
He's still a couple of points down on the ladder, but
He's 3 points behind Lando. I don't understand that because, the only time that Lando sort of outpaced him was at
he had a fuck up in
Melbourne. Yeah, so he finished in
wouldn't have
8th and Lando won.
wouldn't have got any points.
No, he finished in 8th. So he got half the amount of points. I think it's about 5 points instead of the 10 points for the win, or 10 points instead of 20. I can't remember that the points in the GP in the F1 are bonkers. They're completely weird. I'm just used to supercars where you win the round, it's 300 points. You win the Sunday race, that's 150. You win one or two of the Saturday races, that's 75 each race.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. But
But their points also go all the way down the list. F1's
all
don't.
the way to the bottom, yeah. Yeah,
It's only do the top 10 or something.
Yeah, top 10 gets points. And then I watched a bit of IndyCar. They were at Long Beach. Kyle Kirkwood won that. He won last year as well, I think. It's a pretty Honda strong track in California. So he got that.
How'd McLaughlin go?
McLaughlin got passed by Will Power. I think he had a problem. He was running, he qualified 6th. He was running sort of 5th and 4th the whole race. And then he'd fallen back at the end. Will Power, Aussie from Brisbane, he'd obviously got around Scotty to 5th, and then Scotty got the 6th.
Yeah,
Look,
right.
it's good to see a couple of Southern Hemisphere kids.
Will Power's
Go
been
on.
in IndyCar for a long time, eh?
Same as Scott Dixon. Scott Dixon's, he's one of the top drivers in IndyCar, and he's a Kiwi as well.
Yeah.
Getting Mario Andretti numbers.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah,
mad.
right.
Yeah, no, so the Southern Hemisphere's going well over in America. SVG's still getting to terms with NASCAR. He qualified P33 or 36 or whatever it was, and then DNF'd. I didn't watch it.
He's had a shocking year.
Yeah, I think the Trackhouse cars are struggling this year. They were really good last year, struggling this year, which is disappointing because SVG is sort of looking like a dud. But if the rest of your drivers are struggling qualifying as well, they're racing through because you can still race a shitbox.
Yeah.
Through the
It's a different kettle of fish though, NASCAR.
Yeah, especially on around the circuit, it's a bit harder, like around an oval track.
Yeah. So yeah, as soon as Shane gets onto an actual road track, he goes all right. But yeah, he's still coming to grips on the.
Yeah, that was sort of like Ambrose when he was over there. Eh?
That's right.
He struggled on all the ovals, but come to the circuit
road
tracks.
Track specialist. Yeah, so MotoGP was in Qatar.
Yeah, I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but I did watch the sprint race yesterday afternoon, which was pretty cool. Marc Marquez is back to his winning ways. Alex, his brother, comes second again. Yeah, so I think after the Marquez win in the sprint race, he took the lead back of the championship. So he after last week, well not last week, but in America in Texas when he fell off, he was 1 point behind Alex in the World Championship. But then after the sprint race, I think he led Alex by 2 points. Bagnaia had a shocker in the sprint. He couldn't do anything. He just kept going backwards and backwards and backwards. I think he started in like 11th, and I think he might have finished in 11th or 10th maybe. Finished in basically the same spot. And then, yeah, as I said, I didn't get to watch the race, but I've heard that Mark won that again, so that's pretty good. I'm not sure about Alex. I didn't hear anything there, but Bagnaia comes second. So hopefully he picks up a little bit.
I think Alex Marquez got 6th place.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and then I also heard that Jack Miller had a stack.
Oh, spewing. Yeah, well, I'll probably watch that tomorrow or something.
Yep, so have a look at that. And then, so we've got Supercars in New Zealand, in Kiwiland. Matty Payne, Cam Waters and Ryan Wood. That was the podium for the Saturday morning. Anton De Pasquale got 4th place. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is a couple of weeks ago we were talking about the Chev picking up the homologation team. I thought that Groves were going to jump across to Chev because of they're pretty busy with the engineers. Like they've got a pretty good team there. Then at the Grand Prix, Premier Racing was talking about being the top dogs, and a few of the teams have actually complained about that because Roland Dane is he's in bed with Premier Racing, so there's a lot of teams that don't want anything to do with Roland Dane because he runs the show how he wants to and doesn't really care about most of the other people. So Team 18 got the nod. So that was announced on Saturday morning in New Zealand. So Anton getting 4th place I think that's pretty good. It doesn't really worry me where they come because I'm not a big fan of Charlie's because of what happened at Dick Johnson Racing. That was a few years ago. But Saturday afternoon, we got Chaz Mostert. He won against Will Davison in 2nd, Brody Kostecki in 3rd, Matthew Payne in 4th. Now, Brody was off the pole in that race, and Chaz and him come together a couple of times.
Pushed him off the track a little bit.
Yeah. So this is the new thing that they're doing. They're letting them race.
Yeah, but then in the last race they didn't.
That's exactly.
They fucking pinned him for it.
Yeah, it's shit that even Brody Kostecki brought up that.
Yeah, I read that.
Ryan Wood shouldn't have been pinned, but he got pinned. But Chaz Mostert didn't get pinned, and he should have been. So very strange. Matty Payne in 4th, and then we've got Sunday. Matty Payne won again against Cameron Hill. Chaz Mostert in 3rd, Brody Kostecki in 4th, Thomas Randall in 5th. Tommy Randall was actually going pretty well in that race. He was racing up the front. I think he got knocked off. I can't remember. I think it was between him and Cameron Hill. So that means that Matty Payne actually got the Jason Richards trophy.
I did see that.
Yeah, so...
When I seen that, I was like, No one picked that one.
Nah, he would have been a good backer.
Yeah.
He would have been paying some money.
Yeah, another Kiwi.
It was good to see Kiwi win it.
Yeah.
No, that was really good. So we'll go on to footy tipping. I heard there's been a bit of a shake-up there.
No, not really a shake-up, but Greeny won.
Yeah, Greeny won, our big hitter won.
Congratulations.
They backed same game, opposite teams. So just to end it for the weekend.
Yeah, so that was the thing with between Reece and Greeny.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's good that it finished off.
So we start again this week.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta get a phone working so I can reply and
better hurry.
send me money.
Yeah,
and do
go
all
for
that.
running.
Well, I got to run the thing. I'll do the spreadsheet.
Oh yeah,
I got to sort that shit out
Not
too.
at the moment.
we can wait for that. Tip's not in. You're fucked.
I can get it in. That's easy.
So, yeah.
Right, so going to questions. We've only got one this week. I think something's telling me that there was another one come through, but I can't find it. So I apologise if you did send one in. Just remind me by sending it in again, and we'll do it again next week.
Send it through as a voice recording.
Yes,
and send it to the email.
High Speed Garage Podcast @gmail.com.
Beautiful, boys.
They're the best ways to send them in because it's heaps easier for us. We can just press play and listen to it.
Yeah, you can't miss it. Rightio. So ours is from Tommy Butlin. I get a Snapchat every couple of days from him. Every Friday morning I get a Snapchat from him. Actually, he gets into it as soon as the podcast comes out. Tommy's sending me a Snapchat, listening in wherever he is around the country.
Nice, thank you.
Yep, with his box trailer.
Need lots more people like that. Tell your friends, Tommy.
Yep.
Share the post we put up for the week.
Yeah, share it around. Tell everyone you know. Listen to it.
Yeah. We may not look good, but we definitely sound good.
What's Tommy's question?
Rightio. How are we, fellas? Got a question regarding 105 mile an hour rules. Why is it that you can't run 105, 95 or 85 mile an hour open deck forced induction? To my understanding, 105 is 105. Why does forced induction mean you can't race 95? I was never building my boat to race, but it would be good to be able to do something like the double dash with it at something like 85 or 95 mile an hour. But given that current ruling, I wouldn't be able to. Now, for context, Tom and his cousin Tyrone are building the Louise J replica boat. So he's got a gambler hull with a blown big block going in it. So it's not a shit box that he's talking about. It's going to be a pretty good boat. But unfortunately, the rules are sort of stopping him. He knew, but he's just not. He's struggling to understand why. So I thought I'd leave this one to Nudo to give us a bit of information on that.
Well, we can all give a bit of info, but yeah. So basically, you can't. How do I say this? So anything forced induction was unlimited at the point when the super stock rules come in, which meant you had to have a cockpit. So because it was normally aspirated, we couldn't put forced induction boats in with normally aspirated boats because obviously, yes, 105 is 105, but a forced induction boat would well and truly out-accelerate a normally aspirated boat. So I honestly have no problem with blown boats racing at 105, but they would definitely have to have their own class. So it'd have to be forced induction 105, 95, 85 or whatever. But in saying that, these new S1, S2 ski racing class rules,
they're only for river races, but too, aren't they?
No, they can circuit with them. So it's just in trial at the moment. So there's nothing in concrete with that. But yeah, if a club wants to run one of those classes, I mentioned this before on an earlier podcast. If a club wants to run one of those classes, all they have to do is apply to the APBA to get the exemption to run the class, and then they can run it as long as they fill out the required paperwork before and after the event, record results, all that sort of stuff.
To national.
Yeah, to national. So that's probably, if that keeps kicking on, that's probably the step for forced induction boats in speed bracket classes. Nice sound check.
That was a good sound check.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the stepping stone to get it in there. Some people are against running forced induction boats in speed bracket. I don't really understand.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with it.
Like as you're saying,
No.
if they had their own group,
Yeah, you can't run
them
them with NA boats. That's just a no to start with.
But I think in a river race, it wouldn't worry me. Like, because you're going to get an acceleration off the start, but
yeah, well,
They'll get
you're
that.
still
Still can't
slowing
go
down
over
around
speed.
every
yeah,
corner.
they'll get
and
it.
all that sort of
They'll get
stuff.
it every day of the week, up round through to the corners. It's
Yeah, as soon as you're slowing down for a corner and you're accelerating off that corner again, the forced induction boat would do better than an NA one.
that is a
But
point.
in saying that, most sort of point-to-point river races, you can have your own class with one boat. You know,
yeah,
you don't need
you're not 4 or 5 boats.
yeah, you don't need your 4 boats to make your class up
Yeah.
because they're just sending you off in waves, so you just get sent sort of on your own. But so the S1 and S2 stuff, I think that'll be the best stepping stone to get into forced induction into the speed bracket classes, which is like I said, currently happening.
There's one next weekend, Mildura. That's just a river race, but Mildura 100.
Mildura is they are allowing the blowers?
Yeah. So for some reason, New South Wales don't want to jump on that bandwagon. Don't want to allow uncockpitted forced induction boats to run in New South Wales. But
Is it at the moment they're not allowing it, or they've actually said they're not going to allow it?
they've said they're not going to allow it. It's got me stumped. Why? It's a trial, so it's not like it's a big deal. It's not
It's not a full
absolutely
stop on it.
100%. Yeah, but I can't see it as being a bad thing. Like there's a shitload of boats out there that would love to be used, and the people that own them would love to be using them, and they can't now because of ski racing. And you know, no one's hurt themselves in a boat in ski racing, or there has been, but
That's not speed related. That's
No.
not power related.
Yeah,
that was
that's
just an
just more-
accident related.
More
Yeah.
corner related
Yeah.
in anything for them.
very, very few and far between. Anyways, all ski racing's accidents, why they're in trouble, is because of
Killing
skiers.
skiers.
Yeah.
The last was actually wasn't even a driver, it was an observer, was killed. The 99 Psycho Clowns boat
Yeah,
in the dash run for the bridge, I think it was on the Saturday.
yeah.
That's really shit.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That would
Yeah,
have been
they're-
10 years ago or more.
Their big boats perform a lot better than sort of our circuit boats. So ski racing does have a bit of help there to make it a bit easier. But yeah, I'm more than happy to see that happen. And if they do circuit racing as well, they're capped at 95. So in point to points it's 105, and in circuit racing it's 95. So you know, I can understand why you don't want to go too fast, but in saying that, I think we've just got a rule that I don't know if it starts next season or the season after, but there's no 105 mile per hour classes as open deck anyway.
The capsule's in there anyway.
So yeah,
I think that's 2026, 27.
Yeah, so not the end of this season, or not the start of next season, the start of the season after that comes in. So yeah, the best you can sort of hope for is 95. But I'm all for it. What do you guys reckon?
I'm all for it. I understand that there's rules that the APBA national and state have got to run by, but if they can get around that for what they're trying to do, it's not like they're trying to have it so you can do 105 in a ski race boat doing circuit racing. That's not what it's about.
No.
It's about getting these ski boats out of the shed and putting ski boats on the river. I've heard a comment the other day saying, "Oh, we've got to do something to get more of the race boats, like the circuit race boats, out of the shed." Well, there's so many possibilities for these circuit race boats to come out of the shed. This is just another thing to get more boats out of race meeting.
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing that's keeping boats in sheds is probably cost.
Cost more than anything.
It's started to become really expensive.
The cost to
I
go
know
racing
people-
has gone up massively in the last sort of 5 years.
Well, people say that it's one of the cheapest sports, but we're also running without sponsorship, And if these people do, like the people that see sponsors on boats, they're not talking $1 million sponsorships. They are
couple $100 here and there.
they're getting assistance from people they're close to most of the time.
Yeah, most of them are just mates.
And it's nowhere near covering what they're spending.
No,
it's just getting a little bit back.
Yeah.
People see all the sponsors on my boat. I don't like Wallace Concrete was supporting us with cash a couple of years ago, but apart from that, everything else has been people that we're close to that are helping us out, and we say, okay, well, you're helping us out. I'm going to promote you. Like I'm putting
just mates rates
you on the boat.
Price whatever you're buying off them.
Well, I'm not getting cash off them. They're helping me and not charging me or charging me bugger all. So I go, okay, well, mate, I'm going to thank you the way that I can thank you.
Yeah,
and that's promoting you.
Our sport is probably the most professional amateur sport.
Yeah,
you'll ever see.
Yeah,
the amount of money that some guys spend to get sort of nothing for it.
Yeah.
Besides,
plastic trophy.
Awesome, I won.
Yeah,
that was cool.
But like people say, oh, you get tow money, prize money. Like I turned up to Windsor Spectacular, and I spent $1,500 just in fuel.
Yeah.
Let alone entry, which is another $450 or $500.
Yeah.
Plus, you're paying for everyone else's entry, like pit passes.
Yeah.
Then you've got to spend all that time in the shed away from your family. Like you can say that it's a cheap sport all you like, but it's not to us.
Yeah. So that's probably the biggest thing that's keeping boats in the shed. But if there's some that want to come out, like these ski racing ones, why try to stop them? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I think, find a way to make it happen. It's not like we're trying to build another unlimited class.
Yeah.
It's still a very limited class.
The rest of the country are sort of all on board with it. I think the WA director, he was a little bit iffy on it, but he was happy to let it run and see how it went.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so New South Wales have said they've got legal advice to not run it.
New South Wales is the biggest. They've probably got the most amount of events and the most amount of drivers that they've got control of. So they're holding a fair whack in their hand.
But they're not letting it trial.
Probably not. Probably not when it comes to those style of boats.
The river style boats or ski racing.
The ski racing.
There's heaps in Victoria's probably more than anything.
Boats,
I think there's only a couple of superclass boats up here.
I really hope that this Mildura 100 event, I'm really hoping that goes well.
Yeah.
And it can sort of push on from there.
Yeah, well, the gist that I'm getting, even if we do at National pass it as a class, New South Wales will just say we're not running it. That's the sort of vibe I'm getting.
That's the vibe I got from talking to a couple other people as well.
Yeah.
And they say they've got legal advice, which, that's all questionable. I'm not saying they haven't been given a letter from a solicitor, but the context in which that letter was given is unknown. There was no pre-written emails or anything that we've seen to receive that information. And the other odd thing is, if the solicitor actually does think it's bad and it's not good, we shouldn't be doing it, that solicitor is exactly the same solicitor that National have. So wouldn't you think the emails to say, you guys are doing the wrong thing, you shouldn't be doing that, you'll get yourself in big trouble, shouldn't that email go straight to National?
Yeah.
That would make sense to me, considering it's the same guy. New South Wales and National have the same solicitor. I just find it all a little bit odd.
I'm guessing there's inside information that we actually don't know. And
I'm only knowing what I've been from attending the national meetings. But in saying that too, we do run. We allow forced induction boats to run.
Yeah, the vintage veterans
up to 105. The vintage boats.
Those can't race each other.
That's exactly what they're for. They've got to be spread on the course. I think they're allowed 4 at a time on the track, as long as they're spread out.
Yes,
I don't see any difference.
Yeah, I don't understand the reason. Obviously, there's a reason, but I don't understand it.
Yeah, especially a river run. I'd probably be a little bit more tolerant and lenient and listening to opinions when it comes to a circuit race, because if you're actually racing in open deck boats, it all becomes a little bit different because you're all a lot closer and whatnot. But point to point river races, they'll be spread out, not near each other. You're not going to have a 2-boat incident. That doesn't mean you can't have a 1-boat incident, but a 1-boat incident is generally a mechanical failure or something of the like, and that happens.
Not really going to be affected by a blower.
Yeah, that happens in any.
No, everything's got whirlaways and
there's lots
ski
of
race
other,
boats legs with whirlaways in them anyway.
Yeah, since we made, cockpits mandatory, there's lots of other rules that have also changed to help out with those 1-boat accidents.
Yeah, engine failures.
Yeah. And like you said, Hayden, a supercharger doesn't make that happen, or a turbocharger doesn't make your propeller break a blade or anything like that. And to be honest with you, a forced inductor engine running around at half throttle at 105 mile an hour,
it's probably going to be less chance that it's going to hurt.
A shitload less. Anyway, hopefully that answered your question, Tom.
Yeah, thanks for sending the question in. I'm hoping that we start getting some more voicemails. So thanks to everyone else that have done the recordings.
It's heaps more funner when we record them because we won't listen to it. We'll listen to it live.
Yeah. So if you swear, we can't stop you.
Yeah, swear what you like. We do.
Yeah.
It's part of the fun.
So Joel's up for meme of the week.
Yep, I sure am. And I've got it here right now, and I reckon I'm good on it.
Here's how you know that you have a true friend. There's a simple way to know if you got a true friend in your corner. Isabel Allende said it best. True friendship withstands time, distance, and silence. If you got these 3 things, you got a ride or die. Number 1, a true friend is a friend for life. You both grow, evolve, hit different stages, but you still rock with each other through it all. It's not about always being on the same wave. It's about respecting each other's journey. Number 2, you don't got to be in the same place. Real friends, they support you, even from a distance. Maybe you move away, maybe they start chasing different dreams, and that's all good. You want them to win just as much as you want to win yourself. And number 3, probably the most important one, you don't need to be talking every day. Sometimes you'll go weeks, months without chopping it up. But when you do, it's like you never missed a beat. That's how you know it's real. If you got people like that in your life, hold on to them. That's rare.
You also got to make sure that mate's got your back.
Yeah, I think that's what goes without saying in all of that anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, if you think your mate's your mate and then shit goes down and he hasn't got your back, that's when you go, well, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
See you later. Yeah, because you got to.
I resonated with the third point pretty good because I got a mate that I went to school with, and we were pretty tight at school, and then we grew up, got out of school, left in year 10, 11. Our main group sort of split up. We went and started working and whatever. Didn't see him all for ages. Didn't even talk, and then all of a sudden we ran into each other somewhere or something, and then let's catch up for a beer, and we go to someone's place or whatever, and it's like nothing had even changed. It's like 10 years later, and we're still talking about the same shit we were back then. It's like
that's good, mate.
Yeah, totally. Not like trying to slowly tiptoe around conversation because you don't know what sort of side of politics they're on or whatever.
Hit it hard.
Yeah, we just all just ripped in, and I reckon I could. It's been a while since I've seen Micheal, but I reckon I could do the same thing right now.
Yeah, right, yeah.
If he rocked up if I seen him or give him a ring and said, come down to my house and have a look around, we'd be doing the same shit again.
Yeah,
and having a shitload of fun.
That's the way to go.
Yeah. Radio.
I don't have a meme this week because
don't have the access to one. Yeah, no, I'm dropping the ball with the memes. I see that many cool memes, I just forget. Like I was looking through just before we recorded, trying to find the meme that I wanted to find. I thought I'd sent it to someone so I didn't forget it. No, it's gone.
Even if it's not a meme or a reel, just something cool that you've seen on Facebook for the week. Actually, I'll tell you something that I did see cool. One of our good listeners, Tony Hearn.
Yeah, I did see that.
He's having a baby.
Yeah, congrats.
Congratulations, Tony.
Tony and Mel are pretty cool dudes. Pretty cool people. I got a lot of time for Tony. He's
super chilled people.
Yeah, he's gone through a bit of shit a few years ago, and he pulled himself out.
Just come out the other side.
He's a really strong dude, and no, I'm really, really, really happy for him and Mel.
he was pretty devastated when I was talking to him at the last club day at Windsor after Explicit had a little malfunction
I think that
in
hurt
the
him a fair
engine.
bit, yeah.
He was, because I think Chris was sort of at the point where like, I'll just sell it. I don't need to go boat race anymore.
We don't want to put that sort of information out.
Tony freaked out.
Phone calls.
Tony freaked out. I was like, how do I buy it? He's asking me like, you've got a mortgage. How do you afford all this stuff? And I'm like, man, I don't. That's why my boat's not running.
Yeah.
I said, once you've got it, once you've bought the boat, and it's not costing any money, it's pretty easy to have it sit there. You can slowly tinker at it over time and get it to a race meet and then go from there. But yeah, he seemed pretty devastated. But I spoke to Chris since then. The boat's actually at my place getting repaired from the fire. So, yeah, he's definitely not selling it. He's super keen again.
Yeah, good. Obviously, he's probably had a bit of a dummy spit when it happened, which, mate, I've seen some bloody hurt engines, and there's some people that are out, they're done, we're all over.
Yeah.
And then next race meet, and they've sort of thought about it and
calm down.
Like,
he was telling me that he's definitely not going to sell it, and he'll be coming back racing, but he might just slow up a little bit on getting it ready to go again, because with all the world the way it's going now, with Trump and his tariffs and the stock market turning to shit, he said his super has lost a bit of money, so which I'm everyone's super I guess probably would have taken a hit, but
he's still.
Yeah, it'll all come back, but he's just making sure it comes back before he spends anything. That's all. Yeah, which is a sensible, smart thing to do. So yeah, Explicit will be back. I'll be finished repairing it. Hopefully before we go to Yarrawonga. Obviously they won't be going to Yarrawonga because they've got to rebuild an engine. But
if they get it back beforehand, it's out of your shed.
I'll get it back to them. So I'm not the hold up.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to be.
Yeah.
Rightio. Don't forget you can find us on the socials, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Make sure on Facebook you join the new HSG Pit Stop. So a couple of people have jumped into there now.
It's slowly growing that.
Yeah. Keep getting into it, guys, and start the conversations.
Have a conversation in there.
Yep. The reason why we've put that up is so you can actually post in there and have a conversation about stuff. And unless you're part of the group, no one can see it. So it's not like
put some stuff in there like you cool motorsports that we don't know nothing about.
Working in the shed,
weird
anything.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever you're doing while you're listening to us. If you're putting a bit of your car or boat or bike back together and you've got us on in the background, just take a little selfie and put it up, and we can all have a little cheer for it.
No, it's good to see people enjoying the podcast, and it's good to see people enjoying their toys.
Yeah. Yeah, how awesome is it?
All right, I'll see you next week.
Have a good week.
Thanks.
Happy Easter.